Good afternoon. My name is Christine Morabito. I am a project manager, a duly authorized hearing officer of the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, the agency. And I have been authorized to hold a public hearing pursuant to Section 859A of the New York General Municipal Law as amended, the Act. Today is June 24th, 2024, and the time is now 1:32 p.m. We are at the Town of Hanover, Town Hall, 68 Hanover Street, Silver Creek, Town of Hanover, County of Chautauqua, New York. The agency has received an application for financial assistance in connection with the following matter. Hanover 2 PV LLC, a limited liability company, duly organized and existing under the laws of the state of Delaware and qualified to do business in the state of New York. As a foreign limited liability company, the applicant presented an application for financial assistance as amended the application to the agency, which application requested that the agency consider undertaking a project. The project consisting of the following. A1, the acquisition of an interest in an approximately 29.5 acre parcel of land located at 11064 Hanover Road, Forestville, Town of Hanover, Chautauqua County, New York. Collectively, the land. 2, the acquisition, construction, installation, and equipping on the land of 1, approximately 10,556 solar photovoltaic modules mounted on a one-ax tracking steel structure. 2, 23 inverters. 3, 2 transformers. 4, underground and overhead electrical lines. 5, fencing. And 6, a system of access roads, parking, landscaping, and related improvements to the land. Collectively, the improvements. And 3, the acquisition and installation of certain furniture, fixtures, machinery, and equipment necessary for the completion thereof. The equipment, and together with the land and the improvements, collectively the project facility. All of the foregoing for use by the applicant and/or its affiliates as an approximately 4.75 megawatt solar-powered electrical generation facility. B, the granting of certain financial assistance within the meaning of Section 854.14 of the General Municipal Law with respect to the foregoing. And C, the lease with an obligation to purchase, license or sale of the project facility to the applicant or such other entities as may be designated by the applicant and agreed upon by the agency. The project facility would be initially owned, operated, and/or managed by the applicant or such other designated entities. The applicant or such other designated entities would receive financial assistance from the agency in the form of potential exemptions or partial exemptions from real property taxes, mortgage recording taxes, and sales and use taxes, collectively the financial assistance. This public hearing is being held because the applicant has requested an increase in the amount of sales and use tax exemptions with respect to the project from $296,400 to $415,205.94. Notice of this public hearing was published in the Observer on June 14th, 2024, and provided to the Chief Executive Officer of each affected tax jurisdiction within which the project facility is or will be located by a letter dated June 14th, 2024. The purpose of this public hearing is to provide an opportunity for all interested parties to present their views, both orally and in writing, with respect to the granting of the financial assistance contemplated by the agency or the location or nature of the project. As set forth in the notice of this public hearing, comments may also be submitted to the agency in writing or electronically at the following email address: morabitk@chqgov.com. Subject to applicable law, copies of the application, including an analysis of the costs and benefits of the project, are available for review by the public online at www.ccida.com. This public hearing is being streamed on the agency's website in real time, and a video recording of this public hearing is being made and will be posted on the agency's website, all in accordance with Section 857 of the New York General Municipal Law as amended. In addition, a report or summary of this hearing will be made, and such report or summary of all comments received by the agency shall be provided to the agency's members and posted on the agency's website. Comments received in writing will also be included in the report and any summary of this public hearing. Is there anyone wishing to be heard with respect to the project or the financial assistance? I'm sorry.
Do you want to speak first?
No, go ahead.
Mr. Pelletier,
No,
did you
go
like
ahead.
to speak?
No, go ahead.
Okay, Cindy Sheedy, 12903 Ontario Street, Sunset Bay, Irving. I am adamantly, vehemently against this idea that we give them more money. We never asked them to come down here. The county didn't ask them. This was their sole idea. No other intervention was included. It's not right that we keep giving them more and more and more. I have seen the evidence, all these solar people that come up, they want variances, we give them an inch, they want a mile. At a 40% increase, absolutely not, no way in creation. No, IBA, no, I think the IBA is sometimes too generous, and in this case, they would be way too generous. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Sheedy. Is there anyone else wishing to be heard with respect to the project or the financial assistance contemplated?
Well, if I remember correctly, they came for.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
But just,
thank you.
68 Hanover Street, Town of Hanover Supervisor.
Thank you, Mr. Pelletier.
They came to us a few years back asking for a variance because the town board is the review board for that. Trying to fit it into the area where they wanted it, and it didn't meet our zoning code and things of that nature. So apparently they came back. I didn't realize that they were I see them doing the construction, but I didn't realize that something got approved. Obviously they don't need our variance from the town board because they're within our solar law. So this kind of caught me off guard. I didn't know what this was all about. The last thing I heard was 2-3 years ago, we turned down and said, if you want to do this, stay within our zoning law, and I guess you can do what you got to do. I guess I missed the part about the pilot program. Did we agree to a pilot? The town of Hanover board agree to a pilot program?
The town of Hanover was consulted before the agency approved the pilot.
Okay, and
previously.
we agreed to that?
Yes.
But not by resolution?
No.
Okay, because I do not remember anything like that. I'm not saying I wasn't part of it. I just don't remember agreeing to any pilot. And then the other thing I had a question about, you remember basically when we agreed to this pilot program? What year it was?
It was either 2022 or 2021. We did 2 public hearings today, so I just want to make sure I have this correct. It was in 2022.
Okay. And the town board agreed to the pilot?
I'm sorry, just a second. Let me double check something here. It looks like it was toward the end of, I just want to make sure I have this right. Yes, that's correct. It was 2022.
Okay,
Mhm. January, if you want the date, January 25th, 2022.
okay, that's when we agreed to it?
That is when the CCIDA passed their authorizing resolution.
Okay. So it would be in that time frame that the town of Hanover agreed to it, basically?
It would be leading up to then. I don't have that date with me.
Okay. But most,
So it could have been the end of 21, if it was January 25th
Yeah.
of 22.
Yeah, I don't have the date. I think would probably be the best answer.
Yeah.
Greg.
I may address public hearing. I'm Greg Peterson. I am counsel for the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency. And there, just to go through a little bit of the procedures. The procedure is one, on any solar project, the IDA will not proceed without the town's acknowledgement. And often that is done in conversation. To back and support it, they then have public hearing, which we did
Mm-hmm.
here in anticipation of the pilot. It was done here
Mhm.
in the town of Hanover. And at that time, then the report of the public hearing goes to the Industrial Development Agency Board. And at that time, any affected tax jurisdiction can now have another bite at the apple and speak to the IDA board before they adopt it. I don't have the record in front of me, but they obviously likely did not have some comments from the town of Hanover board with regards to the pilot. So whether it's you have a resolution, certainly got notice, and there would have been acknowledgement. So that's how the IDA works.
I just don't remember, I remember the issue at the town board about the variance, we turned it down. That's the only thing I ever remembered about it. And I do remember saying, if you follow the code, then the town board is out of it, but I don't remember anything else. As far as the sales tax go, what does that look like as far as the town of Hanover's? I mean, that's almost $500,000. What is that going to do to our bottom line there with the high inflation that we got coming up here in taxes?
So this isn't really question and answer. I'm receiving your comments. So
Okay,
you know what I mean? So the tax that's listed is sales tax,
right.
which is county and state sales tax.
And this is not a local sales tax,
It's county and state sales tax.
but we get a portion of this county, I do believe.
So again,
Correct.
not question and answer.
Okay.
So it just, again, Greg Peterson for the record, what'll happen is your comments and the previous participants' comments this is all recorded.
Mhm.
And it'll be a transcript, which will all be shared with the Industrial Development Agency Board, so they'll see it all with regards to your
Okay.
questions and concerns.
And they'll
Okay,
get back to us with answers.
well,
Well, they'll put it all into, it may come back in the transcripts. They're not required to answer all specific questions, but they have to consider all comments at a public hearing, as that all municipalities do.
well, as long as I'm making a comment and not asking a question,
Mhm.
I will check to see where we were at on the pilot program. I remember for Lakeshore Hospital, I remember the Main Street School for the IDA pilots. I did those. I remember that very well. I do not remember this at all.
Okay.
I am concerned with the hyperinflation that we have. I've got a lot of pushback on the 2% cap. I got a lot of pushback on a reval that's coming up. I got a lot of pushback on our budget and where we're going with the budget. And I'm looking to tell our departments that they're gonna have to cut in the next budget year 10%. And I'm also gonna be telling them to start looking at what you're doing. We're halfway through the year. I've talked to our accountant, and I'm gonna ask him to tell everybody to get as much employee time off our books so we don't have to carry it. I'm very concerned about the tax levy coming up here in the very near future. There's a lot of issues with taxes. You see what happened in Dunkirk and Fredonia. So I'm very concerned about every single penny. I don't know what portion we get there. You might know better than I do. That is a lot of sales tax. I don't have a lot of say-so about what you do and how you do it. I'm going to be meeting with Sunset Bay and Hanford Bay this week. They want me down there to talk to them about their taxes and their reval. Personal invitation. I already got it once during the tax cap when we passed it last year on us not being fiscally responsible because we did, as we do every year in the last 13 years, we override the tax cap because we don't know what it's going to end up. And we had standing room only almost, and the finger pointed at us about why we're doing the override because we're not being fiscally responsible. So that's my comment.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments.
I have one
Ms.
more
Sheedy?
comment. We gain nothing by having this company here. They're not hiring permanent jobs of 40 people or anything. We get nothing, absolutely nothing. So why would we even agree to such a? I mean, the county doesn't get anything, you know, that we've got people moving here and we're paying taxes and, no. Thank you.
Thank you again, Ms. Sheedy. We're here to collect comments, so any that you have, we're happy to receive. Is there anyone else wishing to be heard with respect to the project or the financial assistance? It is now 1:49 p.m. Let the record show that no other members of the public have indicated a desire to comment with respect to the project or the financial assistance. No written comments have been received by the agency with respect to the project or the financial assistance. I therefore call this hearing to a close. Thank you all.
Okay, most important, Mr.